There's models that said that 2.2 million people would die that were false. There's PCR tests that are falsely calibrated that said that we should continue social distancing and staying away from people we love and wearing a mask and all these sorts of things. And these were all created by very smart people. Someone should write that down. Neil Ferguson is evil, but he's not dumb. Bill Gates, evil, not dumb. Bill Gates, you understand, Bill Gates funded the models that said that 2.2 million people would die. It's not an accusation, it's a fact. Do you understand that the PCR tests are intentionally falsely calibrated to create fear? So as I'm not a pastor, I'm a guy who's in the Word. I just want to ask you, Pastor, what are your thoughts as a pastor to anybody who would make models or PCR tests that would create a fear that should not exist? What are your thoughts?
Well, Clay, thanks for having me up here to do this. One of the things, and we have to understand how Satan operates. He operates under a deceptive spirit. His main job, though, is to steal, kill, and destroy. But he has to come like an angel of light. He has to come like he is a being of perfect knowledge. But his idea is to deceive.
So he has to show up like he's Neil Ferguson. Who's seen Neil Ferguson? Who's not seen Neil Ferguson? Okay, go to thrivetimeshow.com/coronavirus. And Julie, you'll find the video of Neil Ferguson. And Neil Ferguson, this is my Neil Ferguson. He says, well, the models suggest that 2.2 million people might die. And so to protect ourselves from COVID-19, we have difficult decisions to make. Should we behave like Wuhan and lock our country down to effectively mitigate the risk? Or should we perhaps do an American thing and go outside? But because I'm having an affair with a woman I'm not married to, I would go ahead and not observe my quarantine. But you should, because when I'm having sex with my lover who's married, that is ethical. And when you are not mitigated, that is unethical. And so, Julia, can you play the video? That's my best stuff.
Whether they're going to follow.
Go back, pause. Go back. First pro tip, I'm pretty pale. The homeboy has to go outside. He needs to stop his quarantine. Okay, let's play it. Full screen.
So I think kind of fundamental decisions have to be made by countries as to whether they're going to follow what WHO is recommending and what the Chinese did, namely attempt to suppress all transmission, or alternatively try to mitigate, control the epidemic, but short of completely stopping the spread. It's an important distinction because in the former case, effectively that's a strategy which, in theory, if it works, could largely prevent deaths from this infection, but would really have to be kept in place for 12 to 18 months.
Pause! He's talking about 12 to 18 months! I know he's been inside for 12 to 18 months, but think about this. Who's not seen that guy before? Who saw him on Tucker Carlson? He got busted breaking his own lockdown quarantines to have an affair every night of the week. Who knows that to be true? Who saw that? But I guess I picture the angel of light looking better than that.
You have to understand, Satan, if we see him in his current form, we would realize the deception. So he has to come in another form, and he has to appease to the senses. So not faith, but to the senses. That means see, hear, smell, taste, touch. And so if you walk by faith, you detect him. But if you walk by sight, you miss him.
Okay? So now, next question, I have more questions. It says in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girded preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Enter in the PCR test. PCR tests are telling everybody that they have COVID-19 because they're falsely calibrated. You should write this down. The PCR tests are supposed to be at 17 cycles. They are set at 40 cycles. That is the equivalent of a digital speedometer in your car telling you that you're driving 400 miles an hour, shoot, when you are in fact driving 7. How would you know you're driving 7 miles an hour? I often drive 7. I'll tell you how. We get pulled over for driving too slow. Now, again, we're told we need to get tested to make sure we don't have the virus. It's so deadly that we don't know if we have it. We're told. So, we're supposed to share the truth, and I'm just trying to understand this, Pastor. How as a Christian are we supposed to share the truth with a friend who's so scared? Because fear blocks logic. Satan comes to scare us. How are we supposed to share the truth with somebody who's wearing, how many of you know a triple mask? Some of you are like, I'm triple mask.